So what did everyone think of the new City Edition jerseys? Felt like I was at Boise State or something. You know, blue turf, got some orange hue to it or something. You know, welcome back to the Six Hornet podcast. We're being the sixth man means bringing the noise. Without checking into the game, I'm Eric Smith, your host. As always, if you're on YouTube, please remember to hit that subscribe button. Trying to get to 100 subs by the end of November, a very tall task, probably not going to happen. Here I am, still asking, call to action for your help. It's achievable. A like on this video goes a long way as well. YouTube algorithm, they love it. They love the likes. Look, let's get right into it. So the Hornets, they take back-to-back losses against the Bucks and the Thunder. The Charlotte Hornets are now 4-9 on the season. So it's not looking, you know, there's a lot of good things to talk about, and that's what we're about to get into. I think we can start with the Bucks game. So I thought the Hornets played pretty good basketball. They forced overtime against the Milwaukee Bucks. You know, LaMelo returned to the starting lineup. That was the big news. Had a pretty inefficient outing. You saw some shots that were like, why'd you want to take that shot? But that's just what guys do with his range. He made a few of them, but what really stood out was his ability to dish the ball that night. We missed that. He had 10 assists in 27 minutes. The pick and roll game with Call and Ball was fantastic. Just so many options from these two who can shoot the ball very well. They can also drive to the basket to an extent. So that was missing in OT. All of that. Charles Lee decided to keep him out. He was on a minute restriction to begin with. So it makes sense, you know, but the Bucks scored 18 points in OT. How many did the Hornets score? 5 points. So, you know, having probably your best player that night off the floor, well, there's actually one guy that was probably better than him. We'll get to him. I already mentioned his name. LaMelo was plus 11. And I don't mind not playing Melo in OT. First game back from injury. But I think Charles Lee at this point, you know you're not going to play OT. Or LaMelo's not going to go into OT. You got to win in the fourth, right? That's what I think. That's just my opinion. Foul Giannis with 9.5 seconds left. Force him to make the free throws, which he can't do at a high clip. He's shooting 63% from the charity stripe this season. So you got a good shot that he's only going to get probably one of those. And, wow, then it's like a 2-point game, I believe. It might have been even a one. Like, you could have won the game at that point and get a good offensive set going. But, look, I'm not the head coach. Again, 2 cents. Let me know what you think in the comments. It's hard not to talk about how magnificent Con Knipple was in this game. 32 points, 12 of 20 from the field, 4 threes, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals. Not to mention his ice in the veins shot to force overtime. He's finally getting national praise. Took them long enough, right? Always talking about some damn Cooper flag, like when the Hornets actually got the best player in the draft at the 4th overall pick. Right? That's what it seems like right now. I mean, all cards on the table. If the season ended today, I don't see how Con Knipple doesn't get Rookie of the Year. But again, it's 82 games. We got a long way to go, but this has got to be Con Knipple's best outing. From a point standpoint, I mean, 32 points in front of 2,000 friends and family. I mean, that's how you do it. We love Con. We love King Con around here. But like, again, getting back to, I guess, the Bucks and Giannis. Like, Giannis kept drawing multiple defenders, and he was just kicking out to an open guy. He had 18 assists. Like, Giannis can drop a triple-double any night, but normally he's not dishing out 18 assists. It's usually a high number of points relative to every other stat. So he had 7 turnovers as well. So he was he was dishing, but he was also, we were forcing turnovers off that. So I like that. And I think they did the best to contain him without Ryan Kalkbrenner out on the floor. But Giannis is an alien, and the way he's able to move in open space and drive to the basket is maddening. Imagine if we had a player like that. That would be that'd be lovely. Trey Mann baptized Miles Turner. Had a decent stat line, 977, so 9 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists. He had some backbreaking turnovers again down the stretch. I mean, this seems like a recurring theme for Trey Mann. Just not the guy you probably want to have in down the stretch. I think there's an argument to be made that Colin Sexton should have been in. He didn't even play the fourth quarter or in OT. Not going to get too much into that. Just touching the highlights. Colin Sexton, I think Charles Lee, I mean, he said in one of those pressers, like, you have to earn the minutes. Like, he's not sitting in the office saying, hey, I'm going to draw up this perfect minutes rotation for my team. He says the game has to tell him. And I think that's the right answer. You know, whether that be foul trouble or someone's riding, you know, got to ride the hot hand. I think that's the right answer. But still, Colin Sexton does a lot of good things. And again, I think he's still trying to flesh out these rotations. It's hard, especially with the injury bug going around and a bunch of rookies on your team. So it's just hard. It's really hard seeing Colin Sexton on the bench during crunch time like that, especially with Melo not out there. Let's switch over to the Thunder game. So kind of knew what was going to happen with this game. I mean, they were outmatched on paper. But the Hornets stuck with the Thunder half the night. It was a 3-point game coming out of halftime. I mean, I would say that's pretty impressive. So the wheels did eventually fall off. But again, what do you expect on the second night of a back-to-back against the reigning NBA champions? We're still the best team in the league. Without LaMelo Ball due to load management on his ankle. Like, I'm not going to nitpick this game. Everything was stacked against them. The boys were tired. They were handicapped. The Thunder defense was just suffocating. Like, they really locked down in the third quarter. The Hornets were forced into a lot of three-point shots, which the Hornets can do. But they were tough three-point shots. And when they're not falling, you start to see the wheels really fall off where people are taking desperation shots, just chucking, once you start seeing chuck threes from Miles Bridges, it's over. Or like LaMelo Ball, he'll sometimes get into that mode where he's just, hey, I'm down 12. I got to get us back into the game, which is the right mindset, but sometimes the shot selection is not right. But the Hornets they love to shoot the three ball. Just couldn't get anything going there. They attempted 42 threes, only made 16 of them. And I don't want to hate on Miles Bridges. I do that sometimes, and I think he deserves his fair share of criticism. But you look at the past few games, Miles Bridges has been, he's been kind of creating for this offense. He's able to score. He's always able to score. Whether that be in the paint, he can shoot a three ball. He loves shooting threes. He's going to attempt the most threes for this team. He probably shouldn't, but he's probably going to attempt the most threes, if not the second most, for any Charlotte Hornets player this season. But you saw the players with him on the floor, and they're not guys that are willing to take the shot when given to them. So, like, I don't know. I just, there's some players that are a little passive in that department. So Miles Bridges is going to get his because he's like, all right, give the ball to me. I'm gonna take it. But anyway, I feel like we were missing that fast break offense with LaMelo, who can really take command of the floor while in transition, finding scoring opportunities before the defense gets set. Still, the Hornets weren't full strength. So, again, not much to talk about here. Khan's worst game yet. I mean, you look at the numbers. every time I saw him take a shot, it was off. It felt like. I mean, he attempted 10 field goals, made 3 of them, made 2 threes, 5 turnovers. Got to cut down on that, but he did end up with 2 blocks. So Knipple, again, if that's his worst game as a rookie, that's fine. 8 points, okay. Like, again, not gonna balk at him. Ryan Kalkbrenner was back in against the Thunder. Still looked really good. Has great hands. We've seen it up until this point. I know preseason was a little rough for him, but the way he's developed since then, since the summer league, things like that, it feels like he never misses any of his shots. And you got to have a guy you can trust down low down there. Like, if you look up the definition of a high percentage shot, Ryan Kalkbrenner is the example sentence. Like, he's in there. Moussa Diabate, I should have talked about him with the Bucks game, but really against the Thunder, just both games, just throughout this entire regular season, I think he's headed for a nice payday if he keeps playing at this level. I mean, the high energy, great two-way player, really has taken that next step up. The center rotation is not a weakness anymore. It's here. It's here to stay. I mean, this guy this season, I think, so his last 7 games, he's recorded at least 4 offensive rebounds in every single game. Every single game, man. He's just crashing that offensive glass, just dominating it. And you got to have a player like that. It's paramount. And against OKC, he had 4 offensive rebounds. Milwaukee, 6. The game before, the first game against the Bucks, 8 offensive rebounds. This guy's doubling. He has a double-double off the bench. Now, granted, he did start when Ryan Kalkbrenner was out against the Bucks on Friday night, but Moussa is doing this off the bench. He's getting blocks. The rim protection from these two has been outstanding, Kalkbrenner and Diabate. But Moussa Diabate has 5 double-doubles in like the last 8 or 9 games. I mean, this is awesome. So yes, the Charlotte Hornets did take 2 losses. That's okay. Like I said in a previous episode, the most important thing right now for this team is player development. You don't have Brandon Miller. You don't have Grant Williams out there. LaMelo Ball's nursing an injury. He's being managed. But you got this amazing rookie class. I didn't even talk about Sion James. I wasn't going to talk about every single player, but like, look, man, you have something here in this young core, and there's options going forward, and you can build on this. Look, the next 8 games, I mean, these are some winnable games. I mean, you got the Toronto Raptors, the Indiana Pacers, who don't look like themselves without Tyrese Halliburton, Los Angeles Clippers, Atlanta Hawks, New York Knicks, Chicago Bulls, then you got the Raptors, then you got the Nets. Like, you can get some wins going here. You might even be able to win the majority of these games. But I think you're probably going to be without Ball for a few of these games because I think there's some back-to-backs. Anyway, you have something to look forward to as a Hornets fan, and I think it starts here. I think what they do in this next offseason will be telling, even before the trade deadline, what moves will happen and such, because you still look at the Charlotte Hornets, they're a 4-win team right now. So you go 4-12, I don't know, man. Like, we've been riding this roller coaster going up and down, up and down, up and down. Seems like every win we're like, man, sky's the limit. Get a loss or 2, we're back down here. Tanking vibes are back in. It's just you don't know with this team yet because they're not healthy. So we'll see. It was a good weekend for Hornets basketball. It was fun basketball to watch, and I'm looking forward to more fun basketball. If the team is not great, but it's fun, I enjoy it. And I hope Buzz City is doing the same thing. But I'm gonna get out of here. That's going to be it for the Six Hornet podcast, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. We are live on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube. Take care, everyone.